Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another episode of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys carving out some time and throughout your day to watch the video. It's always much appreciated around here. Guys, today we're going to get some tips and advice on how to get backlashes out of a bait casting reel, the dreaded overrun or professional overrun or whatever you're going to call it. It's just part of bass fishing if you use a bait casting reel. So there's several things that you can do to really help get these things out. So we're going to cover that in today's video, and hopefully it'll take some of the frustration out of it when you do get one. Also, before we get started, guys, just two quick things I want to remind you all of. I'd like to invite you to please swing by fishthemoment.com and check out our winter lake map breakdowns. This is a great resource if you want to learn some good jerkbait spots or A-rig or jig and spoon spots, whatever. I'll put the link in the description, and also I'll put my tackle warehouse link in the description here. If you guys want to use that link that I put in there, that generic link, anytime you use it, that's a good way to support the channel. The channel gets a small percentage of those sales proceeds, so that'll be in the description too. Much appreciated. Okay guys, let's talk about the backlash in here. I've got a lot of experience getting backlashes out because I've gotten a ton of backlashes over the years. Now, first of all, before we get into it, I want to explain to you that all backlashes are not created equal. There are some backlashes that you'll just be able to, pull the line out and not do anything. And there's some backlashes that you have to pick out, which we're going to talk about in today's video. And then there's other backlashes you get, guys, or you simply it's hopeless. You're not going to be able to get them out. There's the way that the force of the cast, excuse me, caused a knot to actually be tied in the line in the spool. And there's some backlashes that you can't get out and you just have to cut out with a pair of scissors. So that's the three classifications of backlashes. And the thing about it is when you get a backlash like here, you don't really know how bad it is until you start trying to get it out, because you can even have something like this, which I consider like this would be like an easy to moderate backlash. But I've had some backlashes where they look like there was nothing going on in there, and I couldn't get them out. I had to cut them out simply because there was a little knot down there. And then I've had some that are really bad and they come out. But the main thing you want to do here, and first, one other thing before I show you how to do this is, here's one of the main considerations you have to think about when you're picking a backlash out. If you have to work at it too hard, like if you're really digging at it and you're into it for 2 or 3 minutes trying to get this backlash out, go ahead and cut your line and start over again. Because what happens if you're using fluorocarbon line will, when you get a backlash in it, a lot of times it weakens fluorocarbon line and it'll break real easy. So if you feel that you've pinched the line a lot, or you've really pulled on it on a knot hard, or you feel that it's just a little bit too much for you to mess with, it's always better just to cut the backlash out with a pair of scissors and start over again. Because a lot of times, I don't know if you've ever noticed it with fluorocarbon lines, sometimes you can make a cast and get a backlash, and after you cast 2 or 3 times after that, your line will break because it's been the friction and whatever has damaged it. So don't spend too much time picking one out. But if you do, here's the main thing that you want to remember. First of all, put your thumb on the spool to get some pressure on it, and begin by starting to pull it easily like this. Try to get it to come out there. And if you get a few loops in there, say for example, it gets caught up where it's not coming out, simply take your fingers and start pulling some of the loose strands of line. Just pull them out, try to separate them from each other. Do that for a few times, and then pull it gently. Don't ever get going faster. And see that loop right here? This loop, you can probably see it against my shirt right there. When you get a loop like this is what causes the problem. So make sure that you pull these loops out like that until they stop, and then you can get back to pulling them out gently. But you never know, like here, like right now, I'm stuck right here. So when you're stuck like that, you just have to go in there and start pulling everything that's around. Start pulling even more. See this one, I'm stuck right now. I'm just trying to pull whatever loose ends that I can find there. And eventually it's gonna slowly start coming out. And when it comes out, guys, make sure that you pull it all the way out until there's no evidence whatsoever of loose line. See, I've still got loose line, and I've been pulling on this thing forever. Okay, now I'm down to a clean spool. Now, once you get your clean spool, once you're good to go, make sure, put your line between your fingers and put pressure on it and real slow. Because what's gonna happen is when you're spooling back all this loose line, you're gonna have some kinks in the line that's gonna form. Try to find one right there. And right there's one right there. But these kinks, like I said, if you reel real slow, you're gonna reel right through them. Then you're gonna seat your line back on really good. And then you're not gonna have a problem with it anymore. But if you feel any type of frays putting this on there from the friction, then just go ahead and, you know, cut it off and start all over again. Then you got all your backlash out there. But anyways, that's just a few tips with it. I'll tell you one thing about picking out a backlash is I can show you how to do it like that, but ultimately you're just gonna have to pick through them a lot yourself, because the more that you pick through backlash, the more you understand how you need to pull on it, which strands you need to pull, how much tension, if it's savable, if it's not savable. But if I could give you one piece of advice, guys, just remember, if that backlash is really tight and you're having to dig at it for a long time and you're having to pull at it, don't take a chance. Just cut out the backlash with a pair of scissors, you re-spool your line, start all over again, and it's gonna keep you from breaking off a lot. So anyway, hope it helps out, guys. We'll talk later.